Aurora!
And I'm David. And we're talking about Survivor, Edge of Extinction. It's 2 tribals.
In
Lots to
one
get through.
whole hour, this was jam-packed.
Right.
My
So
goodness.
we start very quickly with the fallout from the last tribal.
The last crazy
which was
tribal.
insane. And David sort of ended up wasting his idol, but he feels good about it.
Right.
You never know, right? When
He's
something like that
admitting
happens.
that was super chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
How to play it.
Right.
He mentions like sometimes it's theatrics.
Right.
So, fine that he played it, even though he didn't need it.
Even though it was a waste, yeah. So now War Dog and Ron, we see, have a little meeting at the mines, and they're trying to strategize who the next target is, and they kind of combine some numbers.
Well, it's War Dog. This is War Dog's time to get back in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
He wants to pilot again.
Pilot this plane.
Ever since the merge, he's like, I've been a passenger.
No, I don't want that.
No.
I want to be a pilot.
I want to do this 6, he's saying to Ron.
Yes.
He brings his 2, so that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ron and Julia are a pair.
Then let's pull in Gavin, because War Dog likes Gavin.
We got a 6, and obviously, we're all against Aurora, they say.
Oh yeah, she's the new target automatically.
Well,
and because she
not
was
newish.
Right, she's been a target,
protected.
and then she, you know, was kind of a lot at that last tribal council, so they're like, we should probably just get her out.
Yeah.
And then we get a little bit of Aurora's backstory. You know, she was in the foster system.
Yes, I don't know if I missed that. I had not heard that before, but she obviously realizes she's opened her mouth a little too much. She's feeling like she oopsied and is at the bottom on her own. She's saying everyone's walking off having conversations except for her. And she feels sad.
Yeah. So then we go right into the immunity challenge.
Real quick. We go to the immunity.
There's no reward. And the immunity is balancing, you know, this urn versus this
It looked so hard.
Very difficult. And Jeff offers the option to sit out for pizza.
Okay.
If you're feeling
this
safe.
This is always dangerous. But quite a few. 4 people sat out.
Yeah, who was it? It was Ron, Victoria, Lauren and Kelly.
Now, I kind of was like, Lauren needs to eat. Lauren,
she is
go for
very
it.
hungry.
Sit out.
Yes.
But I was surprised that 4 people sat out. That's a lot.
It comes down to, well,
oh no, we have to say who fell out first.
First out, War Dog.
But you know what? Kind of it was the butterfly's fault.
It was, right. It wasn't all him this time.
It wasn't really him this time.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to give it to the butterfly.
Yes. But he is out first. Yeah. And it comes down to David versus Aurora. And Aurora just looks like
solid
a stone structure. Like
she's not budging. And she kind of was
moving.
like, sorry dude, not moving.
She's like, you know I'm not dropping.
Not
like,
happening.
We both saw the last tribal.
Yeah.
You know I'm in trouble, so I need this.
And David's little bird legs.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, they're so skinny. They're so skinny, those legs, chicken legs. So cute.
Trying to hold him up.
Yeah. I mean, you can literally see every, like, ripple of whatever muscle David actually has.
Yeah.
Because there's 0 fat on those bones.
No.
So he just isn't quite strong enough, and Aurora pulls out the win. She's our first repeat immunity winner this season. 2 immunities for Aurora so far.
So now the sick, what do we do?
What do we do? We need a new plan.
Got immunity. So who are we going to vote out?
Right.
Well, clearly it should be David.
Right. It's time to get David out now, right? We want to get out a returner. War Dog is kind of leading this charge.
That lasso trio has tried to get David out so many times.
Yeah.
And they're like, listen guys, let's do it.
It's time. But David kind of senses it, right?
Of
He
course.
knows what's going on. He and Rick
course.
know that they're kind of on the outs now. And so they are thinking, well, maybe we need to go after War Dog. So this is when we start to see Lesu kind of cannibalize itself. It's been several weeks now, several tribals of people getting voted out. But now it seems like the 2 targets are War Dog and David going into this tribal council. And David and Rick are starting to make the rounds to the people who aren't in that 6.
Right. So they kind of sense that that group is working together.
Mm-hmm.
But David and Rick are like, if we could get Aurora, she's by herself.
Right.
We can get Victoria, she seems to be on the outs.
She's on the outs, yeah.
And if we can just get Ron and Julie to not work with that group and to work with us, we could get out War Dog.
Yeah. So Rick and David have this really great conversation with Julie. I don't think we see them talk to Ron, but
David can say such things.
He can spin it so well. He says to Julie, you know, when you leave Survivor, there are certain conversations that stick with you, that are pivotal moments in the game. This is that conversation, Julie.
That one. God, he's so
good.
Good with his words. And he gets her. She's like, he's right. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, side note, he's making a very good point. A trio?
Yes.
A power trio is way worse than a power duo or a returnee. I'm sorry. Like, just on paper, guys.
Yeah, right.
That is worse. But we do see a little bit of a conversation with Ron. Because Ron's like, I don't know. I just started working with these people.
Right, yes.
I don't know. And he sees how dangerous David is with his words.
100%. And so Julie and Ron have this sort of final conversation, the two of them, before we go to tribal.
Yeah.
Where they're realizing we're kind of in the middle and we get to choose which way to go tonight. And they're expecting fireworks either way.
When they're like, I was at the bottom and now I'm in the middle. Right, yeah, obviously that's how it works.
So we go to tribal. And
real quick, this is like the first half hour.
Boom, boom, boom. Right, it's very fast. So this tribal is all about loyalty. Devins is saying, listen, I stabbed Chris in the back and now I'm back in the game. I'm here to play a loyal game. But then immediately he calls out the loyalty of this Lesu trio, saying that it's a bad thing. Like he's saying, my loyalty is good, but their loyalty is bad.
Yeah, War Dog is like, who's more loyal than the three of us? And he's like, well then, why would I want to work with the three of you?
Right.
And then Kelly was like, course correct. War Dog,
we're not that loyal.
Don't put a target on us.
Right.
You don't know why we vote together.
Right. And then David tries to claim that his brand is loyalty, and War Dog and Lauren are both like, no.
Let's put a stop to that.
We're not doing that, David. No, nobody is calling you loyal.
Again, David's words sound good until someone's like, no.
Right.
No. So at this point, it's like, who are they? You know, honestly, they're just speaking to Ron and Julie. Like, who are you guys going with?
Totally, right. And we see David kind of make his final case. Again, he's such like a wordsmith in these situations, and he does this metaphor about a sinking ship and this and that. And the final thought is Kelly Wentworth saying, look, you know, there's a group that's come together out of the last tribal, and I'm confident in that group. So I feel like we know how this is going to go.
Yep, and off they go to vote.
Yeah.
No idols are played.
No idols are played because Kelly and Lauren don't really need to at this point. They're not being discussed.
They're safe. They feel safe.
Yeah.
So David is voted out.
David's gone.
Sad to see David go, but we kind of, he knew he did his little push, his last effort. He did the
best he could, for sure.
And it was time for him to go.
Yep. Now we go to Extinction Island.
Real quick, we follow him. Yeah. He takes the torch. He's off to Extinction Island. We show up the next morning. They've got clues.
Oh yeah, clues already. And he and Aubrey are the first two out. David's like feeling pretty strong because
saw Aubrey like in the back of the shot. Like they're like reading clues and she's like
yeah, right. But David's saying like, look, all these people have been here for a while. They're all starving and lonely and kind of like out of sorts, and I'm still in game mode.
He's
and
like,
that
so
kind
let's go.
Yeah, that sets him up to be the one who eventually finds this advantage. Everyone's looking all over the island. David finds it in the rocks, and he gets to give this advantage. We don't find out what it is, but he gets to give it to someone who's still in the game.
Yes. Quickly, we're to immunity.
Yeah. And quickly we see that David has given this advantage to Devins, which nobody is surprised by.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize it was going to be an advantage for the challenge, which is fun to see.
Yeah.
So they have to land 5 balls in this extremely difficult looking challenge.
Yeah, right.
But Rick only has to land 4.
Right. Rick maybe didn't even need the advantage because he was off to an early lead period.
Yeah.
I mean, Aurora and Ron were kind of like on his tail a little bit, but he was consistently like 1 ball ahead of them, especially with this advantage. And so he eventually wins. So Rick Devins back in the game, you know?
Yes, like, with immunity.
Yes.
So I thought it was interesting. I just want to give props to Aurora because she's obviously been physically competitive with these other immunities that she won. And then I see that this is kind of like a balancing thing, and I'm like, she might not do as well. But no, she's right there.
Right there. Yeah, she was probably second best.
So now I'm like, this girl can almost do anything.
I know, right?
She can do a lot.
And that is why she is now the target. This tribal, right?
Of course.
Going into this tribal.
She's been the target. People have been talking about her, but she was saved. Now she's not saved.
Right. Maybe
so they're
this
like,
is our chance.
Easy vote, you guys. We don't even have to talk about it. Easy vote.
6 is saying, look, let's just have an easy tribal, okay?
We know who we want out.
Not War Dog.
Well,
he does not want an
Mr.
easy
War
vote.
Dog threw me for a loop.
Because I'm sure he wanted... Exactly. Thank you. We have to stop and say, I don't know how we got here. But War Dog is apparently the mastermind of the season.
I mean, We saw him trying. I think on Lesu, he was really trying to be the leader, make decisions, but he rubbed people the wrong way.
Yep.
It didn't look like he was really putting forth a lot of effort sometimes, and it was just like, he's just kind of here.
Yeah.
But now, he has really crafted quite the little role for himself.
Right. So I think he wanted this 6 to feel comfortable, specifically Kelly Wentworth, because now he's saying, I don't want to go the easy route. I want to get out of the last returning player, and that's Kelly Wentworth. And this is someone he's been loyal to the whole game. So he was like driving home that loyalty thing with Kelly Wentworth, and now's the time he wants to flip and stab her in the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that caught me off guard.
Yep.
What he's saying makes sense. Yes, Aurora is the easy vote, but who is the next threat or target?
Right.
Who is the next big threat?
Because he's saying Aurora has no ties in the game. Like, I don't really feel threatened by her. Maybe she could win an immunity, but...
The next dangerous player is the last returnee in the game, and that's Kelly Wentworth. Even though she has been aligned with him since the beginning, although he has to know deep down she's more aligned to Lauren.
Sure.
But still, like, we literally just heard him say, this 6 until it's down to 6. And then he's like, let's get Kelly out.
Right. So then we see some like flashback conversations, right? Because he's like, I've already been laying the groundwork here.
Yeah.
So we see these really quick, like 30-second conversations with Victoria, with Aurora, with Rick. Everybody who's not in this alliance of 6, he's laying the groundwork saying, we got to get Kelly Wentworth out. It's Kelly tonight. Like, you can't be seen talking to me.
Can't talk about
it's Kelly Wentworth. So then they're
all, of course,
they're like, sure, yeah. But also like, can we trust War Dog? Like, Aurora's a little bit suspicious.
Now, Aurora should be suspicious. She can't trust War Dog.
Right.
And Rick should deep down know he can't trust War Dog, but he's probably like, I need to get Kelly out.
Right.
Like, yes.
Right.
I'm gonna try. But you just aligned with Ron and Julie.
Yeah.
And they don't even want to tell Julie because she clearly wants Aurora gone.
Yeah.
So Kelly's not even an option.
Right.
So he just talks to Ron, and Ron's like, can I do this without Julie? Like,
flip? Right, she's my ride or die kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we also see Kelly Wentworth starts to get a little suspicious. They show us a little segment there where she's saying like, it seems a little too easy, but like I have my idol.
She's got that good Survivor Spidey sense. And now we go to Tribal.
Well, the last thing we see right before going into Tribal is Aurora sort of does this last ditch effort, right? Because she's got her extra vote still. And so she knows that she's a target. Even though we're talking about Kelly Wentworth, she knows I'm basically the other option.
Right.
So now I guess is when she decides, I don't know if it was the best time to play this extra vote, but I think she was like, it's either me or Kelly, so I need to try to use this extra vote for leverage. She pulls Ron aside and is like, listen, if I go home tonight, this extra vote is yours, okay? I'm gonna give it to you, you can keep it. But if I make it through, it's ours. She's just trying to build trust with him going into this tribal and trying to pull Ron over to their side to vote out Kelly Wentworth.
We didn't love this move. We questioned this move. First off, I was like, why Ron? I don't trust Ron as far as I can throw him.
Yeah.
But he has been the leader of Kama, so I guess that's who she would go to, the leader.
And again, like, she doesn't really have a lot of ties in the game, so he's kind of the best option. He's not a great option for her because she hasn't been aligned with him most of the game.
And also, he's played fairly dirty. I don't think I would trust. You know, he's definitely the type of person to vote you out just so he can keep that extra
And we
vote.
see that in his confessional too. And he's like, well, if I get rid of Aurora, I guess I just get to keep her vote. And so I'm thinking Ron is dirty enough to do just that. Like, maybe he's going to vote Aurora out just so he can keep her advantage.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm torn.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I think it was a move out of desperation because she just didn't have anything left.
Knew that if they were not being honest with her, then she's gone.
Yeah. So then we go into Tribal.
Okay, now we're at Tribal.
Yes, right. And it feels like a lot of people are just trying to make Kelly Wentworth feel comfortable, right? Like, this should be an easy vote.
Easy vote versus blindside.
Right.
You know, a lot of like hype about like how exciting blindsides are. Do we want to just do blindsides all the time?
Right, and people are like desperate for more. They like taste the blood of a blindside and they like want another one, which is kind of what's happening with War Dog, I think.
Yeah, but War Dog does a great little spiel about like, well, last week's wasn't a blindside. David knew what was coming. He was fighting for his life. He was like, but it was the right thing. And he kind of made it sound like we just need to do the right types of tribals.
And also we see Kelly Wentworth say, like, you know, sometimes a blindside is not the right move. And War Dog is right there to be like, I 100% agree. Like, it's just a lot of, as much as they sort of dip their toe into this blindside talk, all these people who are aligned with Kelly kind of start to push that away.
Yeah.
You know, out loud
and
in front of her.
Julie is like, you guys, we just have to do the right, easy vote.
Right, don't rock the boat.
And we believe everything Julie says because she's moral and honest.
Of course.
And all of these things. And so I don't know what that means. I don't know if she's blowing smoke up Kelly's booty or if she's out of it and they're,
exactly.
you know.
It comes down to, like, did Ron flip without Julie? Or is he staying on her side with Kelly Wentworth and voting out Aurora? You know, like, that's sort of where we are.
Right. So we vote.
And then there's a gust of wind.
Huge gust of wind.
Right? It's like the survivor gods are whispering in Kelly Wentworth's ear.
Idol, Kelly.
Did you hear her, Kelly?
But
and
her
nothing.
spider sense was not up, and she did not play that idol.
No.
And guess what?
She's gone.
That was the time to play it, Kelly.
It was a 5-4 vote, Kelly.
We lost our last two returnees back to back. David, Kelly.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta give you guys props for that.
Yeah.
Those two especially, I thought, well, I don't know, they're just kind of claws in. Good luck getting them out.
But listen.
They did it.
War Dog. Okay, this is back-to-back votes where his target went home and we saw him do a lot of work engineering these votes. Like, holy cow.
War Dog is super impressive.
Yes.
I don't know if him falling on every challenge is his thing or not.
If it is, that's
But it
brilliant.
doesn't matter because the rest of what he is doing is pretty darn good.
Okay, so let's analyze where we are in the game right now because we're talking, you know, while we were watching, we're sort of discussing like who's playing the best game right now, who has potential, who's actually playing a great game.
Yeah.
Obviously, War Dog has a huge strategic resume.
Yes.
And I think Ron, even though he hasn't been on the side of the vote every time, he's also playing a really great strategic game.
He was running comma for sure.
Aurora with 2 immunity wins.
Yes, she
has that on her resume.
That comp resume, yeah.
And then other than that, I don't think anyone is really surging, but we see a lot of potential in like a Gavin and a Victoria.
Yes, I think Gavin and Victoria have so much potential and I hope that they step it up.
Yeah.
Because the War Dog and the Ron and Aurora have stepped it up so we know what their resume is now, right?
Right.
So I want to see some of these other people, you know, honestly, at this point, whoever can get War Dog out, that's like the winning move right now.
Huge move, yes.
The little bit that we saw about coming up next week, we didn't hear his name.
The only other person I think who maybe is close to a War Dog, Ron, Aurora level is Rick Devens. Only because he was voted out, but he's back in the game. He's not really a target anymore. He was a target that first week when people were like, well, let's just get him right back out.
Yeah.
But now he's back, he's winning immunities, he's getting advantages, like he's, you know, sort of key in making these moves.
He's interesting because he was aligned with David, which seemed to be dangerous, but people weren't really saying like Rick's dangerous. Like he's not the threat.
Right.
It was just that duo. So they got rid of his partner.
Yep.
So they're not going to think of him really as a threat, but his mouth lately.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't have a lot of friends in the game.
True. But he's like spouting off at Tribal and calling people out and drawing attention to like...
So I think if he does make it to the finals, he's got plenty that he can sort of say about his game that bodes well for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's an enigma. I love watching him. Yes. He's been so interesting.
And I'm fascinated to see when this Edge of Extinction thing is going to come back. Okay?
Okay, now that's just like the best of the best sitting over there.
Yeah. You've got all the returners. Yeah. So when are we going to see another competition?
Eric. Is that his name?
Eric.
Who's like so good.
And Chris. They're both super physical. So who is going to come back? Because they've teased us that someone else is coming back. When is that going to happen?
When?
And who is it going to be?
Like, when should it happen? You know, like, how low in the game?
Yeah, how late in the game can you really bring someone back and expect them to build a good enough resume to have a case to win?
I mean, if they come back at, like, Final 4, you're basically saying, like, if they win that final tribal, like, they get to pick and, like, that would be so interesting if that's when they're thrown in.
I just have a sense that maybe it's going to come back next week. It just feels like it's time. There have been enough people who've been sent to Edge of Extinction since the last time.
Right.
It feels like, okay, let's do one more Edge of Extinction challenge, one more person re-enters the game, and then we just play it out and see, you know, how we land in the end. But who knows? We'll have to see.
What did you guys think about losing the last two returners?
Oh, yes. And who do you think is next week?
Yeah, who do you want to be next, and who do you think it'll be next?
Right, two different answers.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.